What's up, Richard Timmons here. Now, 2025 saw lots of really good films, in my opinion, based on books. Obviously, I don't really read books, but there are some really decent films that came out this year, based on books that I've obviously never really read. So, here is my official top 10 favorite 2025 movies based on books. All right. Coming in at number 10, I'm actually going to go with the Springsteen film, Springsteen Deliver Me From Nowhere. Now, this is, of course, based on the on an autobiography book by Warren Zanes, and it's of course chronicles Springsteen's personal and professional struggles during the conception of his 1982 album Nebraska. And the movie was really excellent. Jeremy Allen White was great. Stephen Graham was terrific. It is a really decent one. Great performance by White. Uh, Graham is terrific. Jeremy Strong is great in this. It's such a really good one if you guys have seen it. All right. Coming in at number 9 is a horror film based on a book, Clown in a Cornfield. Clown in a Cornfield is based on a book by Adam Kasser. As of course, it takes place in the Midwestern town of Kettle Springs, where of course the local clown mascot Frendo, once a symbol of nostalgia, returns with a terrifying intent where teens are getting killed off one by one here. And Clown in the Cornfield, I had a fun time with. Fun twist towards the end. It was really entertaining here. The kills was cool. Katie Douglas from Genie and Jordan fame. She was really good as our final girl here. It's such a really good one if you guys have seen it. I do. There are a couple of other books based on a couple of other books in this series. I hope they make another one. Number 8 is a recent one, The Housemaid. The Housemaid I really thought was a really good one. Of course, The Housemaid is based on a book by Frida McFadden, where Millie is a woman with a difficult past, becomes like a housemaid for this wealthy family, for this upscale household family. And The Housemaid I thought was a really excellent one, much better than Hanging Intentions Bang. Sydney Sweeney, Amanda Seyfried, Brandon Scannar was good. Crazy twists and turns around. It's such a really good one there. Number 7 is Caught Stealing. Caught Stealing is, of course, based on a book by Charlie Houston. Of course, we're like a washed up former baseball phenomenon. Is, of course, asked to watch his neighbor's cat, and suddenly gets pulled deep into violence, criminal underworld here. He never attended and all. And the movie is a lot of fun here. Austin Butler's terrific. Of course, you got Zoe Kravitz. You also do got Leo Schreiber, Regina King. It is a really cool one. It is fun, entertaining. Darren Aronofsky did a good job directing. It's such a really cool one if you guys have seen that. Number 6 is Frankenstein. Of course, Guillermo del Toro's take on Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. And I really thought Jacob Elordi was terrific as the monster. Of course, obviously you have Oscar Isaac, Mia Goth. It's such a really good one. I love the surroundings here. The performances are really cool. The makeup, special effects are really decent. It's such a really cool one there. Number 5 is Hamnet. Of course, based on a book by Mackie O'Farrell, directed by Chloe Zhao, starring Jesse, not Plemons, Jesse Buckley, Paul Mescal. I mean, Hamnet is a really decent, remarkable story of the life of William Shakespeare and his wife Agnes, played by Jesse Buckley, after the tragic death of their son Hamnet, which of course inspires the greatest play, Hamlet. Hamnet is a really beautiful, touching story. Great performances by the cast here. Probably is going to get some Oscar love, I'm sure of it. It's such a really good one there. Number 4 is Wicked for Good. Of course, the second half of the Wicked play, based on a book by Gregory Maguire, which obviously got turned to play as a Broadway show. And I thought the second half of Wicked for Good was excellent. I love the new music here. Ariana Grande, Cynthia Erivo is terrific. It's such a really decent song there. All right, number 3 is The Long Walk. Of course, this was a great year for Stephen King. I could have included other stuff like maybe The Monkey. I could have included The Running Man. I am going with The Long Walk. The Long Walk is much better than Hanging Intentions Bang. I did not expect much out from this, but I thought it was a really good one. Of course, Cooper Hoffman was great. David Johnson, Mark Hamill is terrific. Of course, this is based on a book by Stephen King, who wrote under the name of Richard Bachman, which I'm still calling him Stephen King. Like, I never understood why he wrote the book under a different name, but I never understood that with authors sometimes. But anyway, so The Long Walk is a pretty decent one, to say the least. Cooper Hoffman again was great. It was really entertaining. Like, I should say entertaining, but it was really intense, more likely. But yeah, The Long Walk is a pretty decent one. All right, coming in at number 2 is Highest to Lowest. Based on a book by called King's Ransom by Ed McBain, and obviously there was also the Kara Kurosawa film as well. Highest to Lowest stars Denzel Washington, and of course, explores like the greed, desperation, and social device as a mogul must decide how far he's willing to go when his fortune and lives are at stake here. ASAP Rocky is great. Denzel Washington, best he's ever been. It was cool seeing Ice Spice popping up. It's such a really decent one. Jeffrey Wright's terrific in this. I mean, if you guys haven't seen it, do yourself a favor, give it a go. It's well worth watching. And my number 1 pick is obviously One Bow After Another. Of course, based on a book by Thomas, or based on the book Vineland by Thomas Pynchon. Of course, you got Leo DiCaprio, Chase Affinity, Sean Penn. It's definitely one of the best films of the year here. Paul Thomas Anderson did a great job directing. It really draws on Pynchon's cynical and layered novel here. Although the movie's it's more like very different from the book. I never read the book, so I can't really comment if it's like how different it is. But it obviously draws like different parallels outside the book here. But yeah, One Bow After Another is still a great film. Probably I think it's gonna win Best Picture, maybe Best Actor Screenplay. Who knows? But it's gonna be getting some juicy Oscar loves. But we'll see there. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Here's my quick rundown. Number 10, Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere. 9, Clown in the Cornfield. 8, The Housemaid. 7, Caught Stealing. 6, Frankenstein. 5, Hamnet. 4, Wicked for Good. 3, The Long Walk. 2, Highest to Lowest. And number 1 is One Bow After Another. Now, a couple of honorable mentions I like to include. Let's see. Regretting You, which didn't get the best reviews, but I actually thought Regretting You is not so bad. Of course, based on a book by Colleen Hoover. Mickey 17 was pretty decent, based on a book by Edward Ashton. Definitely not The Electric Stick. That was pretty terrible. A Working Man was pretty decent. The Running Man, another Stephen King adaptation. Dogman was pretty decent. Lil Emile of the character of Rain. Onto Our Horses. The Thursday Murder Club. I mean, the list goes on and on. Some really good films this year. Anyway, let me ask you guys. What's some of your favorite 2025 movies based on a book? Drop comment, and have you also even read any of these books these movies are even based on? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Timmy signing out.